Hello everyone, my name is Holden Hardman. Thank you so much for joining us again for another video. I am so excited to show my wife Speed Racer for the very first time. This movie has been a long time coming. I'm so excited that we're finally getting to watch it now. It is no surprise that I am a big fan of Speed Racer. I am one of those cultists online who thinks that this movie was ahead of its time and was incredibly unappreciated when it first came out. This is no surprise to Jen. I know a lot of people don't like for me to give too many of my opinions early on, but Jen already knows this. And we'll get into why a little later. I don't want to give away too much about it, but I will say that this movie is truly a one of a kind. How are you feeling going into Speed Racer?
I don't know a thing about Speed Racer, except for the fact that Holden is a big fan. I got him a Speed Racer sign for, I think, a birthday a couple years ago. I don't know anything about it. I don't think I've really heard anybody mention Speed Racer before besides Holden. So I'm really going into it with a completely open mind, and I'm hoping it's gonna be good because Holden loves it so much.
I will say that this movie is not for everyone, so I don't know if you will like it. I think that you will. I think at the very least you'll appreciate the heart of this movie. A little history about this one. So this was based on a 1960s anime. It was one of the first animes to come over to Western culture. There was an anime called Astro Boy, which was around the same time, maybe a little earlier. It was a black and white anime. So between Astro Boy and Speed Racer was the first taste of anime that Western cultures really had. Kind of like video game adaptations, anime to live action adaptations are really hit or miss. More often than not, they're misses, and most people categorize Speed Racer as a miss when it first came out. Of course, I obviously disagree. The Wachowskis, we know them from The Matrix. So they did The Matrix and then they did Speed Racer. So we know that there's some quality people that are working on the movie. The biggest problem when this movie came out was that when they marketed it, they didn't know what audience to make it. Was this a children's movie? Was this the Matrix trilogy creator? So is it gonna be a Matrix style movie? So there was a lot of confusion in the marketing because they're kind of advertising it for kids and then saying the creators of the Matrix trilogy, which is very much not for kids. I have a lot more thoughts. I actually did a video specifically on Speed Racer, I think about a year and a half ago, going way in depth about why I feel like this movie doesn't get the appreciation that it deserves. So make sure you go check that out. But going into it, it does have some moments that are kind of kiddish. It does have some moments that are extremely heartfelt, and we have a great cast too. John Goodman, Susan Sarandon, Christina Ricci, and Emile Hirsch. I'm excited to get into it. This is one that I'm really nerding out about, and hopefully if you're watching this, you're also a fan of Speed Racer, and I'd love to hear some of your comments down below. Speaking of comments down below, let's check out the comment of the day. From Cajun X, who's also a channel member, thank you so much for being a channel member, who says, y'all should probably give Speed Racer a try after finishing The Matrix. I feel like Speed Racer was never taken seriously, and it's a really good, underrated movie. Plus, it's a good one-off video in between series. Well, thank you so much for that comment of the day. We're doing exactly that, but I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. A movie like Speed Racer deserves another comment of the day. This comment of the day from Stern12, aka Chris, who says, I am 62. My happy place as a child was the Speed Racer anime. I still put out the Mach 5 DVD holder and revisit them. If that toy would have been available in my little town back in the 60s, I would have begged, borrowed, and stolen to have one and would have one to this day. I think he's talking about my Speed Racer helmet that I got when the movie came out. Thank you guys so much for those comments of the day. I appreciate them a lot. If you want your comment featured in a comment of the day, leave us a comment down below. We'd love to check those out. But for now, let's go ahead and get into it. Speed Racer. So you want to hear a really sad story back when this came out? So when this movie came out, I was obviously very excited. I went to the local Toys R Us and I bought the Speed Racer helmet, which I still have to this day. And I was with like 2 or 3 of my friends, Kiefer, I think actually. I was wearing the helmet and we're 14 years old or 13, I don't know how old I was, but I'm walking around the mall with my Speed Racer helmet. And in retrospect, that was obviously a really nerdy thing to do. I'm basically asking for it. But I remember I was walking past this group of older kids and one of them looked at me and was like, oh, and started like laughing at me like in my face, and it really hurt my self-esteem and made me feel really sad. But now I watch Speed Racer for a living, so who's laughing now?
Baby.
I remember that really hurt my feelings. I like wanted to cry. I think I left it on. I don't think I had the moment of shame of taking it off. I kept it on. And you should too. Keep on your nerves.
Cried in the bathroom?
No, my friends were there. I cried at home alone in my bed by myself like a man does. Okay, this movie came out the year before Avatar, and it really should have had a 3D release.
Oh! Ugh, remember those days.
All he seems capable of thinking about is automobile
Oh, I love all the usage of color.
Oh, you have no idea. This is one of the most colorful movie I've ever seen in my life.
This is the test he turned in last week.
What is this rated?
PG.
Speed racer, slow down!
Oh, wow. Okay.
Take it you're ready to go.
It's like half animated, half.
Yeah, real.
Come on, take me with you. Come on, please.
I can't, Speed.
Come on, please, Rex. Please, 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 please.
But if you roll us again, this will be the last time. Deal?
Deal.
The car's a living, breathing thing, right? She's alive. All you gotta do is listen.
The, like,
7 o'clock, go snake.
animation type thing kind of reminds me of the updated Willy Wonka movie.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
how it's kind of like a dream world?
Yeah, it's like
but-
odd a little bit.
Yeah, like everything is exaggerated.
Yeah. Just like right out of the show. Cars like jumping and doing weird things.
Holy cannoli, Speed. You know who you're racing?
Nobody's gonna catch him.
Oh, John Goodman.
Nobody's gonna stop him.
Quiet, Speed.
I told you to take him out!
But he's just too fast.
I love the going back and forth between the old race and
Chasing the ghost of Rex Racing.
What if he does it, Pops?
Wait, so does he have a younger brother now?
yeah.
There's that Speed racer. Speed's not crazy. No, he's just dumb. You would believe what the retard did.
Wow. There I am. What's going on? Aw.
You want to see my car collection? I'd love to.
Aw.
The guy told me to give this to you. Says he was a big fan.
Oh.
He was in a hurry driving a 68 Fenderson. Sweet set of wheels.
Let me see that.
Jeez.
No one from these parts will ever forget the tragic story of Rex Racer.
When are you coming back?
I don't know.
But the Mach 5's your car.
One day, people might say things about me. Like, I hope you never believe them.
You're selling out, turning your back on everything we built here. You walk out that door now, you better not ever come back.
But why did he leave?
They haven't said yet.
Per la sua famiglia,
Para sua mamma.
per il suo papà e anche per il...
His compound brother doesn't belong on a racetrack. He belongs in jail.
From bum?
Wow.
One of the worst crashes I have ever...
Oh no.
Still no sign of driver Rex Racer.
Oh, that's so sad.
See, if NASCAR was like this.
He's coming hard!
Oh. Oh.
Wasn't late. Our record still stands.
He's going to be very good.
No, he's going to be the best.
Oh, I love the chimp.
Yeah, he'll be here.
So cute.
But I love that opening. Just that one race. We know everything going on. We know the history. We know the characters.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, superstar.
Hey, Trix.
Have you seen the papers this morning? The kitchen is the most dangerous place in the nursery!
He was in V for Vendetta, which is also the Wachowskis.
I am E.P. Arnold Royalton, Esquire, President and Chairman of Royalton Industries. Is that pancakes I smell?
Pancakes. I love. Sorry, I won't do that the whole time.
Young man, you gave me goosebumps.
We got our eye on you, mister.
Excellent.
Jim. Ooh.
I've never flown so low through the city.
Special permit.
Oh, that's cool. The glass under the plane.
That's the Grand Prix Coliseum.
What's the little brother's name? Sprite?
Spritel.
The crown jewel among initial carbon bond to finished car in 36 hours. Production facility could be at your disposal, Mr. Racer. No expenses spared. That when our drivers, the best drivers, must be able to 4 G's of and at Team Royalton, we prepare our drivers for any eventuality.
Back to Cannonball Taylor.
Stop the car. Future Hall of Famer, Jack Cannonball Taylor.
You want to win in this league? You're talking to the right guy.
What's wrong, Mr. Racer?
Be honest, Royalton. When someone gets that kind of money, they start thinking that the rules everybody else plays by
Not wrong.
Yeah.
means squat to them. My sons are the most important thing I've ever done in my life, besides marrying my best friend. Bet your ass we'll be in business.
I feel
He turned into a grease ball.
It's very
impressive.
So you're feeling a bit overwhelmed. You should take a little time.
What?
Thought we were friends. We don't take too kindly to it, do we, fellas?
No, we don't take it kindly, not at all.
That sister of yours.
Oh.
Ew. Oh gosh, are they piranhas?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I thought you said this was PG.
It is PG.
This is like The Sopranos.
You really think about burning rats? Or next time it's your sister getting in there?
Saved by the Bell.
someone's tailing us.
Got a picture of Al Capone up there. Look how they're in a truck the whole time.
Oh God!
Crushing.
Love that shot.
Baby! Put your finger in there!
That's...
This is nice. But don't stop it.
Are you hurt? No. Anything worth saving unless you get smart.
Is that the guy from Lost?
It is. Yes.
The only way you'll ever stop these people is to bring them to justice.
That's a commodity. I don't waste my money.
Get out.
I just said it was tempting.
Oh, that's pretty.
That was nice.
Well, they got a really good team.
So you like this?
Yeah.
With you so busy becoming Mr. Super Famous Race Car Driver, starting to wonder if you were still interested in this. Maybe I need a reminder.
A reminder. When I pull into victory lane, I scoop you up and kiss you.
Victory lane?
The audience isn't going to be the only thing that's screaming.
Mr. Super Famous Race Car Driver. Oh God, I'm gonna hurl.
What a cock block.
For real.
Ooh, Spritle.
Wasn't my idea.
Oh no.
800 kilometers an hour.
If such a car were to
I love him.
Grand Prix.
Oh, yeah.
Come here.
Oh, spot the pinky ring. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure he turns into a grease ball.
You really do make a good point about that.
See, you've been giving some serious thought to this thing.
That was the contracts.
Yeah.
It isn't just a sport. It's way more important than that. I don't think this kind of deal's for me.
You poor naive chump. I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that load of sickening schmaltz, and I'm going to give you a bit of an education at the end.
Pinky ring is never wrong.
Holy moly.
There isn't a single plane or helicopter or K-Harrier that isn't powered by iodine fuel cells. All that matters is power and the unassailable might of money.
Jeez.
This is my religion. Every bumpkin who comes in from the sticks looks exactly as you do now. I won't bother proving it to you. Are you ready to make more money in 1 year than your father made in his whole life? Sign that contract!
He's such a good villain.
For
He
real.
plays such a good bad guy.
Good man.
If that's your idea of racing, you can keep it.
No matter how well you drive, you won't win, you won't place. I guarantee you right now, you won't even finish the race.
Oh, is this supposed to be like their version of Fiji?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, but the fans love it, don't they?
They do.
God help them. And they're about to get some more, as iodine is now
Ooh.
Oh, terrible crash!
We hereby serve this summons.
What?
We're being sued for IP infringement.
That's ridiculous.
For a jury to decide.
A jury to decide.
After that, you and the rest of your pathetic family will be history.
Dang.
Get this racer trash out of my building.
I'll see you in Fuji.
Yes.
It's all fixed. It's all rigged.
RACER Motors, now embroiled in IP litigation.
How can we fight this?
The truth will come out.
Don't be naive, Pops.
I go to the races to watch you make art. There are times when I have to close my eyes, and there are other times just take my breath away. I am so impossibly proud to be your mom.
Aw.
Racer X, the harbinger of boom!
This is grunts.
Inspector Detector.
Good morning.
Inspector Detector.
RACER X works closely with our WIL Corporate Crimes Division, helping us recruit drivers like you, Speed. This is a cross-country rally.
Casa Cristo.
What? I've already lost one son to that death trap. I won't lose another.
If you change your mind.
Keep your card, Chief Inspector.
Thank you for your time.
Speed Racer, what are you thinking?
He's trying to crush everything in my life that mattered to me.
Well, say we're going skiing.
What? No way.
You're gonna need my help.
Guess we're going skiing.
Out you go. Outside. Get some exercise.
I want you to understand how much the CIB appreciates your help on this.
Fans started calling it the Crucible.
These are some of the most dangerous drivers in the world.
B will seal your cockpit, which we fortified with bulletproof polymer. E will activate these zircon chip saw blades. They cut through almost anything.
He was trying to change this rotten business, and they killed him for it.
This is a classic outfit. Nice.
Let's pinch these turds off!
Ew. Let's pinch these turds off.
These the Vikings?
Yeah, pretty much. All right.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
Wing left. What's the
so random?
Broomhilda!
Oh my gosh. Oh, nice. Meanwhile.
Yeah.
As the 8 remaining teams
Uh-oh.
Jeez, relax.
All of this will be meaningless!
Relax. Snake's weak on turns. We'll catch him in the mountains.
We got their attention today.
Racer X, I thought we made a good team today. Maybe I'm crazy, but Racer X first showed up 2 years after Rex's death.
We buried Rex.
There'd already been badly burned in the crash. Even if it was Rex, no one could have recognized him.
He's saying his brother's still alive?
He's saying he's suspicious that it might be Racer X.
You think you can drive a car and change the world? It doesn't work like that. God, you sound like Rex. You want to die like him too? Will that make you happy?
Oh, no.
You added something to it, didn't you?
Some defensive modifications.
Whole thing's out of balance, isn't it?
Uh-oh.
What's going on?
Oh my god, was that a ninja?
Stays in the system for hours, but leaves with no trace.
I'll be fine.
No, you won't.
Don't do it! On the ground! If you're here, else!
Can't believe you talked us into this ridiculous idea.
What's ridiculous about it?
Uh-oh. Going after his girl.
roars into the lead behind some very aggressive driving by Speed Racer.
Trix, you all right?
10-4.
Break his legs and let him walk back.
This is called a change of plan.
Oh, no.
Break your legs and make you walk back. I like that. Little game of peekaboo.
Ew. Why does he put it in his mouth like that?
A lot of time has passed.
I gotta get moving.
Go, go, go! Whatever happened in that pass has left Togokan back where they started, but...
Cool. Oh, oil and ice.
Oh no.
Turd.
He has an obsession with crap.
Yeah, he's talking about it a lot. Is that a snake thing or?
Speed Racer is driving straight up a cliff face.
Oh my gosh.
I just shoot him. Oh, he's so disgusted. This is right out of the anime. This little movie does.
Get me Tetsuya Togokan.
We did our part. Make sure you do yours.
I'll sue you. Tie up every asset you own for the next 20 years.
Have a nice day.
Wait. I have the paperwork drawn up.
A pleasure doing business with you.
All he wanted was our help to drive up the stock in his family business.
I mean, the whole race was for nothing?
Yeah, he was going to help them. It just made them rich.
X? Jesus, kid, you can drive. I came looking for you.
Why would you care?
Because you're a fighter.
You're Rex, aren't you?
You mean your brother?
You're not Rex.
No, Speed.
Oh, good. I mean, not good, but...
Yeah.
I'm sure if he was here, he'd be immensely proud of you for trying to make a difference.
And what good did it do?
Every one of us has to find a reason to do this. You don't climb into a T-180 to be a driver.
I couldn't have been more proud of you, son. Not because you won, but because you stood up. You weren't afraid, and you did what you thought was right. Understand that every child has to leave home. That door is always open. You can always come back, because I love you.
Aw.
Love you, Pops.
That was a very good apology.
Yeah.
They've known the winner of every Grand Prix for the past 50 years. It's always fixed.
What my father and brother did was not right, and I'm ashamed.
It's fine. An invitation to compete in the 91st annual Grand Prix.
What do you think of that, Mr. It's Always Fixed?
You don't have to say anything.
I built a car in 32 hours. They probably got all the pieces, though. They're good. I love that guy. He's so good in everything I see him in. Jeez.
Behold the future!
Like the Grey Ghost, Sonic Boom Boom Rinaldi, Nitro Render Haas, and...
Sounds beefy, Pops.
What madness is going on here?
Where did you get this?
I won it fair and square.
Ladies and
Wait,
gentlemen,
an announcement is being made.
please. Now driving in
The guy in the corner.
Something is different.
I love how they bring that chimp everywhere.
Yeah. In the anime, he'd always stow away in the back of Speed's car.
I'm looking forward to that cold milk.
Me too.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh.
Get that weak shit off my track!
Cannonball Taylor's in trouble.
Is that all you got? Oh no! Spear hook! He got me!
Oh no. So this stuff is like officially not allowed,
Yeah, no,
but
the spear hook is not. That other race they were at was like more of like a, since it was like a back alley kind of thing, you know, they could get away with it more, but this is like a more official race. Oh.
That could cost him the Hall of Fame.
Not to mention what shame on them.
Oh.
Sparky, get me back in this race!
Just listen to her.
If I could defibrillate the...
Sparky, give me a second.
Yeah.
You betcha. Ooh. And this is the race that they say is always fixed.
Yeah.
You know, it's nothing to do with cars or drivers.
Look at the split! He's shattering the lap record!
You remember that night?
Racing hasn't changed and it never will.
No hesitation. Nothing phases him.
what watching football must be like.
See the rubber on the tires dripping down.
Aww. So extra.
People here have gone completely crazy.
Could change everything. It already has.
Did you ever think you made a mistake hiding the truth from them?
What? It is his brother! Oh my gosh.
Face off.
Good for you. So proud of you.
Warning. The following image may be unsuitable for the uninoculated.
The outfit.
All right. All right, just finished watching Speed Racer. You obviously know how I feel about this movie. I think it's very, very underrated. I feel like it's just got a lot of heart. It's just one of those movies that the Wachowskis, when they were making it, really advocated for it, and I think that it shows. But what did you think, as someone who's not a fan of the anime, doesn't know anything about Speed Racer, and was subjected to this very intensely colorful film that is certainly one of a kind? What did you think?
It was definitely a different type of movie. Very stylized, very colorful. I noticed that everything was exaggerated. That was the biggest thing. Even their reactions were very exaggerated. Their outfits were exaggerated. Obviously the colors, and I did like that. That was very entertaining. I think the biggest attraction for me is just that there was a lot of stuff going on in this movie, but they all flowed very well together. For instance, we have the family dynamic going on, kind of has this like dark story of what happened to his brother. And then we also have this like dirty businessman that's trying to like essentially gain control and just make it rich. And then we had Driver X, who was a nice little plot in it. I don't know how to feel about that. I'm leaning towards, I wish they would have just had it, he was not his brother. He died, that was the end of it. However, I'm assuming they have that in there because that's what was in the original anime. So, I mean, that makes sense that they wouldn't change that. But as far as like the overall storyline, I wish that would have been different. I wish he would have just, the fact is he died. But interestingly enough, that was his brother, but he changed his face and he did not tell them. They did not become aware later on that he was his brother. That was a surprise to me. I really thought that they were going to, the family was gonna find out or whatnot, but they didn't. So I don't know how to feel about that. The fact that racing is such a big part of their family and really bonds them all together. I think the biggest appeal for this movie, because they did it so well, John Goodman and Susan Sarandon, they did a great job. Acting across the board was fantastic. Obviously very exaggerated, like I said. My only other nitpick is kind of what Holden touched on about really not being able to define whether it's for like intended for children or for adults. I really picked up on that as the movie continued. Like there were some parts that were very like childish and would like appeal to like our 7-year-old, but then there were some other like adult themes that were happening, like torture, but I kind of liked it. I kind of liked the like running on the border of, is it for kids? Is it not for kids? Right off the bat, I was a little bit like, I don't know. But by the end, I actually really liked it. A pretty good film. I don't know if it's my type of film. However, I think it was well done, if that makes sense. Actually watching this, I would be interested in seeing what the anime was like, to see if I may like that a little more. So I'm just genuinely curious about that. But I think the movie was very well done. One of my favorite things about this movie was Royalton, you know, was obviously the villain, but he really became an important part as far as driving Speed Racer, utilizing him as a tool to inspire the main character. I thought that was great. So overall, I thought the movie was well done. Is it my type of movie? Honestly, no. But I thought it was a fun time and definitely different from any movie that I've seen. I love the colors. That was one of my favorite parts about this movie as well. Just visually, it was like really stimulating to watch. And that was a lot of fun. So overall, I thought it was a very well done movie.
I understand, I get what you're saying. When the movie came out, it was a box office bomb, flopped, it was panned critically, and which was a shame because I really liked it. And it's one of those movies that as time has gone by, there's been this growing online community that's like, why is this hated so much? There's so much heart to it. It's so different. It's so unique. And it's true. I mean, even when they would transition, you'd see the characters like moving and things would go on in the background. It was just, like you said, just very stimulating, a lot of stuff going on. One of the biggest challenges in converting something like anime into live action is that because they are such opposite type of mediums, it's really difficult to make it translate. Speed Racer, I feel like, is about as close as you could get to an authentic live action anime, in the way that the cars were essentially doing like karate with one another and fighting one another and flipping around, and the way that they did the transitions were all very anime stylistic, like classic anime style. So I really loved that. I loved the races. The very first 15-20 minutes of the movie, you get all this heavy backstory about Rex Racer, Speed, how he looks up to him, this moment where Pops is like, if you walk out that door, don't you ever come back. You know, and he leaves and then dies later, and we see Speed racing kind of the ghost of Rex Racer. It just starts off with such like I felt like a lot of emotional weight already. We know who the characters are, we know the backstory, we know who the family is. And I think as far as writing goes, that they nailed that. All the races were really exciting. We got to see the Cristo race, and in the anime, that was very much how that is. There's a guy who's like a snake guy and like a Viking guy, and they have, you know, they're throwing over beehives and stuff. It's very corny, very silly, but that's right out of the anime. And then the final race, I loved it, where everything kind of comes to a head and Speed is just barreling through, and you have those flashbacks moments of when Susan Sarandon's like, and in those moments you just take my breath away, and the car flies over. I think this is just absolutely fantastic. Make sure you watch the video I did where I talk a little bit more in depth about those individual moments, because I think that this movie is severely underrated, and I'm so glad that there is this culture that's discovering it for the first time and realizing how good it really is. Again, it may not be for the general audiences. It is a different type of movie. And that's another thing I commend them on. Like, they took a lot of inherent risks. There's a lot of stuff in this movie, a lot of things in this movie that you really don't see or can't find anywhere else. The stuff about Racer X right out of the anime, I see what you're saying. Like, why not have Rex have been trying to stop this corrupt business in racing, and they killed him doing so, and they find out that later. I think that would have been pretty good as well, but I think they stuck to the original story, and there is that moment for probably the kids where they're like, oh, he's really not dead, yeah. I don't really care one way or another. I really like Racer X. So what would you rate Speed Racer? And again, I know that I'm gushing about it, but I won't be offended if it's not as high as maybe mine is.
Well, good, because I'm gonna give you my opinion anyways, whether you agree with it or not. Like I said, I think the movie itself was very well done, very unique. I love that this is like a middle ground as far as like both animation and live action. It kind of resembled for me like Sin City, or I mentioned the remake of the Willy Wonka movie. Kind of that type of like almost dreamland. It was really difficult not to be immersed in the movie just based off of how they made it. And I think that overall the points go for that, just the style of the way that the movie was made. Like I said, I'm curious about kind of comparing the anime to this, but I think it was a fun time. I don't know if I necessarily would watch it again, but I think it was worth watching, being able to say that I'm aware of these characters and their story and what happened. And if nothing else, it's visually a good time, and the story was just really heartfelt, and you really can't deny a good heartfelt story. So I think I'm going to rate it a 7. Oh, he's gonna divorce me.
No.
Oh, he's gonna divorce me.
7 is good. I know that I obviously really like this movie, but I'm glad it's a 7. I know most people would probably rate it lower, or the general audience rated it much lower. One additional thing that I would say before I give my rating, a moment I really, really loved in this was the comparison between when Rex leaves the house and when Speed is trying to leave the house. And Pops, the first time with Rex, is like, if you walk out that door, make sure you never come back. And then when Speed tries to leave, and we see how Pops really is a good father. You know, he was trying to protect Rex and he's getting frustrated because his kid's not listening to him. If he only would listen to him, then everything would be fine. You know, and so he let the anger get the best of him then. And, you know, he talks about how that's like a huge regret that he has. So when that moment plays itself again, Pops is very much like, I understand. I love the whole thing, especially with John Goodman's performance, where he's like, I understand that every child must grow up and get out of the house, and you know, you're not always going to do things that I approve of, but I want you to know that I love you, and that door is always open for you. It gets me every time. I love that. What a great moment. And because Speed was even expecting it to kind of go the way he was kind of jaded, even kind of repeating what Rex said when he overheard. He's like, I'm leaving, you know, don't try to stop me. And Pops is like, I'm not, you know. So I love that. One of the better moments. As far, and this family, like the family as a whole, I love them. They're all fantastic. And the mom, like the support that the mom has, not only for Speed, but for Pops and the whole family. I love it. It's such a great, like, picturesque family, you know. Imperfect, but you know, all working together. Anyway, so for me, this movie is a solid 9. This is a 9 out of 10 for me, easily. But of course, these are just some of our thoughts. We'd love to know what you think down in the comments below. So leave us a comment down below. Am I blinded by nostalgia, or is it some other reason I love this movie? Let me know. Or is it better than I'm laying on? Are there things that maybe I didn't mention in this review and discussion that you want to point out? Let us know down below. If you enjoyed this video, leave it a like. It does help the channel out a lot. Subscribe, you'll be notified when we post the next video. Make sure you check out Patreon. You can watch the full-length reaction of Speed Racer over there, as well as get some of these videos early before anyone else and ad-free until publication. But for now, that is it. Jen and I appreciate you watching. We'll catch you in the next video. Take care.